Good morning, all of you. Hope the sessions are getting ready. On the other hand, we have also examiners on screen. Thank you so much, Vasavi ma'am. You're on mute, ma'am. Unexpectedly, you're on mute.
Yeah, sir. Sorry. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to us for Rio Global Overseas Education. And coming to my profile is I'm an international admissions manager over here, and I'm a personal.
Can you please wait for a while, Vasavi ma'am?
Yes,
I'll be connecting you to the other sessions too.
Right.
Because we've got only 1 and 3 are ready. Other 2 are also getting ready. We'll take little 4 or 5 minutes time still to join us, and then we can start formal introduction session.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
From session 3, ma'am, Joshna is ready. Session 1, I'm waiting for the teacher to say that she is ready. Dr. Shamila ma'am is also ready as an examiner. Unfortunately, session 2 is expected to move from its room. That's why this delay. We'll be having them shortly. In fact, this exam is part of second-year undergraduate programs of Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology. Basically, communication is more important role player for the job skill development. As part of this program, we train students for around 12 weeks, and finally, the last 4 weeks time we can use for assessments. So as part of the assessments, we have internal and external. And now the external assessment is taking place after a couple of internal assessments already have taken place. So as part of the external assessment, we generally see the students' basic skill set of listening for speaking. In fact, we are striving hard in developing students' skill, especially on their speech skill, which is quite useful for their future job prospects. So as part of this course, we are trying hard in developing students' interest, not the phobia, not the inhibition, to see the realities for their job prospects, how efficiently that they would talk, how they leave their anxiety of speech, how they also get ready to take up the challenges through speech skill that they have. So fortunately, most of the students are coming with us. Though we train them typically for a longer period, in the last part of their assessments, they are putting all the best. So keeping this as a background, we are conducting this exam. We are conducting this exam with all the pleasure in inviting most of the examiners like Vasavi ma'am, Sharmila ma'am, and other interesting teachers from different parts. It's not only from the academic background. 1 minute. There is a sorry for a glitch. In fact, we are working on development of these job skills. We put an effort in asking students to get ready for the realities, like how they are facing the job market, and in the job market, how their speech skill is tested. In order to test that speech skill, we have got an exam called Listen to Speak. As part of this Listen to Speak exam, they are expected to listen to an audio video material that is purely an educative audio video material. For around 3-4 minutes, they can listen to it. And they also come forward after listening what their take on the video audio material that they have listened to or watched it out. Similarly, they come with their peers to discuss before you about what they have understood or what they always take that into consideration with day-to-day activity that they face. So this is quite simple. As an exam, we call it really a typical exam, but fortunately, this is a session as our laboratory strongly believes in learning by doing. We allow students to understand whatever that they wanted to learn. By doing, they can learn. So keeping this particularly as a background, we are striving very well to bring all the folks together. Like how Vasavi ma'am, until yesterday, we don't know. Sharmila ma'am, we don't know. Similarly, we have other teachers. Rama Chaitanya ma'am is also coming, joining us. And do we have other session also, Maha ma'am? Do we have session 4 also? Only 3 sessions we have today.
Only 3 sessions, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Only 3 sessions, then everything is fine.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
We are waiting for the session 2 to get ready. Once the session 2 is ready, we'll be joining the event.
Sure, sir.
So similarly, the session is expected to have 20-25 students to face an examiner, and the examiner gets ready in allocating the time for a person to speak, and then 3 or 4 peers to speak. Since we have enough time, it is 1:12 now, we'll be looking forward for ending up the exam by 3 o'clock, almost 2 hours time we have. So within the 2 hours time, you can listen to the candidate. And finally, we work out with the overall remark sessions from you. Last half an hour, I request all the examiners to reserve your time to give overall comments to all the candidates. Since it is not only an exam, it's a learning curve for them, and we wanted your expertise to be shared with them. So with this, I request session 3 and session 1 to switch on your cameras. We'll be going forward. When session 2 joins, they'll follow us, not a problem. And I also request all the examiners to switch on their cameras. So as part of this exam, we are taking the first half an hour for setting up things well and setting up the context in understanding what exactly the exam all about, how are we going to join the rooms, and then in what way that we can introduce with each other in order to only make each other understand well. So you being an examiner, you can give your introduction. Similarly, the students from our side also will give their introductions for you. So kindly allow me to take you forward. And shall I have session 1 ready with us now? Or session 2 can take, session 3 can take the introduction first. And after that, we can go forward with the other things.
Good afternoon, sir. I hope we are pretty much audible to all of you.
We are able to hear you, but not so clear like the morning that we had.
Sir, is our voice audible now?
Yes, audible, but there is a little resound. What's happening there?
Give us a moment, sir.
Can you confirm once again?
Sir, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
All right. Good afternoon to all the examiners and my team English and my dear students, Hari sir. Welcome today to the Employability Skills 1 External Examination that all students are really hoping to fulfill and learn the skills from it. So I am Jyotsna, working as an assistant professor from 2020 here in Lendi. I'm really happy to see all the examiners are present on this digital platform today because I know you are all experienced and you're very busy. But I really thank everyone who are present here from taking your time off from busy schedules. Thank you so much. And I hope your expertise can help our students in improving their skills and the skills they need for their employability, because this course is also known as employability skills. And I also really thank Hari sir and my team for making this happen really nice without any kind of problem and chaos. Thank you so much. And without any further delay, the students are really excited to share their experience in ELCS lab and how their skills were improved. So we have Karthik and Sumati here who want to share their experiences. Please, over to you, Karthik.
A very fine good afternoon, everyone present here, external examiners and team English. Coming to my experience, I can still remember my first day in English lab that I'm facing camera with a lot of shy. Always my team English supports me in encouraging in many events and in many I mean in any participations. They always supports me. My teacher always says to me that don't think about others. They might laugh at you, but you don't stop going ahead. Like that, always my teacher supports me, and I always thank to Team English, and I thank to all the external examiners who are going to give us a lot of information. Thank you.
Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sumitra. I'm here to share my experience. In English lab, I overcome the problem of public speaking. I was very shy at first, but now I can speak in a good manner. How I speaking now? It's very helpful to me to talk like this. Thank you.
So as you all can see, the people or the students who are really nervous to face the camera now are speaking and are really ready to give their experiences. So I hope this examination or this process can make them really, make use of the skills that are important for their employability. So thank you, Hari sir, for giving us this opportunity, and over to you.
That's great hearing from Joshna ma'am's class. Mr. Prudvi, I think Mr. Prudvi.
Karthik sir, Karthik and Sumitra.
Karthik and Sumitra, both of them have opined very well about the language lab. And then I know most of you would really enjoy the pleasure of language lab activity, because the very motto of language lab activity is learning by doing. So we are learning, and then by doing, even if it is an exam, not a worry. That's why even examiners had a lot of questions when we were trying to have examiners search, and most of them were asking us in detail, what is this and what kind of an exam is all about, and how is this going to work really for your student friends. When there are many such kind of questions appear, we always feel that this novel approach would definitely help them. In fact, this is to be organized, because post-corona, we had only virtual presence and the digital presence, and much of the job interviews that also take place virtually, digitally. We are encouraging this way only to make student friends understand how typical, how difficult that this is also to be organized in their job search tomorrow. So in order to have that exposure, we are really putting you all having these many troubles. Kindly allow us. And now session 1 from Maha ma'am's room.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. A very good afternoon to all the examiners, my fellow mates, as well as all the students. We are very happy to have Vasavi ma'am and Shadla ma'am, Ramachandra ma'am, because these people, especially Shadla ma'am and Vasavi ma'am, within a short span of time, you have agreed to act as an external examiner, and your interest towards educating or suggesting the students what actually they practical exposure that you are experiencing, and the same that intention that you have, that you want to imbibe it in, the young minds for these, especially these type of students. We really thank all the examiners for that. And we have Mr. Murali with us, who wants to share his experience about this course as well as his journey in this ELCS lab. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am here only from CSIT. Today, I am going to tell about my experience in the English lab. As our friend said earlier, we were very shy to speak in front of camera at the starting of the laboratory. As you can see now, I am freely talking in front of the camera. And second of all, we also have the communication skills, which is very important. So we were asked to write emails to different people. We were given prompts to write the emails. As you know, it is very important to communicate well in an email, because it must be prompt and in a proper way to deliver the point we have in our mind. And we were also given some assessments on grammar and vocabulary. As we are part of CSIT, we have the syntax structure. Similarly, the grammar and vocabulary works in the English. We were brushed up in all these aspects in this lab, and it made us believing that we can communicate freely with anyone at any given time. So in this way, English lab has helped me. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Very good afternoon and all. I'm here to share my ES lab journey. At first, when we entered into this college, we are very shy about to talk with others, and we have stage fear to talk in front of many people. But now we are improved a lot. We are concentrating on our communication skills and developing day to day. It is very useful, because when we enter into some job or some interview, it is very necessary to have communication skills. We have to confidently speak with the interviewers. So our English lab is very useful for the development of the individual communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much to both of you, and thank you all the examiners. Over to you, Hari sir. Thank you.
That's great to hear from Mahaman's room, session 1. Thank you for both those candidates who have responded very well. And now it is session 2. I hope session 2 really struggled a little, struggled a lot, actually, not little. All the way when they were sitting in the ground floor, all of a sudden there was a message that has come for their seminar hall to be vacated. Quickly, you have climbed 4 floors and then joined our meeting in time. Really, I appreciate your pleasure, and even under pressure, you are taking it with a lot of pleasure. This is what the communication all about, and how effectively one should get ready for the real-time challenges matters a lot. And thank you. Anisha ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon to all of the external examiners. Thank you for joining us today. And coming to this course, without a doubt, I can say that this course is very helpful to the students. And this activity also helps in their developing their overall language abilities in all of the areas. So without further ado, there are 2 students here who would like to share their ELCS lab journey. First, we have Maunika with us.
Good afternoon to all the externals present here, and very good afternoon to Hari sir. It's my pleasure to talk about this, because the way ELCS lab has improved is like I have my own self-confidence, but this was raised by Hari sir. Definitely, I have to mention it. He's the only one, more than our parents. I thought that not only this, he's the only one who will think of us and who expects more from us, and this he'll do everything for ourselves and for us. He's more selfless and he's more kind. I love it. I just love the way he's to all. And yes, coming to ELCS, like everyone have their own perspectives. So coming to this, like improving self-confidence, improving our communicating skills, everything. It's only possible in ELCS lab. I'm very pretty sure that there's no one to improve in us among us, because these days we generation are like, we are having much content in us and we know very well, but we don't know how to communicate with others. But ELCS lab has proved that only here we can communicate what we want, and they made us to know that we have to communicate. If not, we can't. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir. Thank you.
We have Jashwita now.
Good afternoon to all the external examiners and respected Hari sir. I want to share my experience. From all my experiences, I want to term the English ELCS lab as an all-in-one powerful tool used for English proficiency skills. Our ELCS lab does not only in one skill. We are excelled in all the LSRW skills. All of our classmates have excelled in from level 0 to level 1. We all developed our skills in all the ways, starting from our grammar, vocabulary, elocutions, group discussions, and we have practiced them thoroughly through all the weeks. And today we are having them as practical examinations. And our English ELCS lab helped us in all the ways to improve our English proficiency skills. And thank you to all the mentors and respected Hari sir for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you, Hari sir. Over to you.
That's great hearing from both of you, Jashwita and Monica, from Anisha's room. To put it lighter on note, there are many women only dominating on the screen, particularly from your room. Do we have boys also there? We have, okay.
I'll once again check it and
try to leave some camera for boys too, and we should not be put on the back seat. I think other women teachers too do not take it offensive, but it is just to make the context set. I was trying, communication requires a lot of easiness, lot of surroundings and environment that we have to take into our own hands. Then only we are able to communicate very well. That is what my belief strongly. So I made it so easy and the context well set. And now this is my time to introduce Vasavi ma'am. In fact, the first half an hour of the exam, we are trying to have only this context setting and setting the technical devices, and to see that how best that we are going and growing forward. In order to know both the stakeholders, one side the student fraternity, the other side teachers, and then the examiners who are coming from outside. The very expectation of this exam to have some strangers as examiners, it is only to make the students understand the real-time stranger pressure. All of a sudden, if somebody comes and then conducts an interview in the job market tomorrow, these students must not be funky. In order to make themselves comfortably understand the situation, we are expecting some unknown teachers, and whom we also do not know. Until yesterday, we don't know who Vasavi ma'am is all about, who Sharmila ma'am all about, and then Chaitanya ma'am to an extent we know since she is there in the education. So it is how we planned it. And now I request Vasavi ma'am to introduce herself.
Thank you so much, Sir Haribabu sir, giving us this opportunity. Basically, let me introduce myself, students, dear students. I am Vasavi Kona, serving as International Admissions Manager in Leo Global Overseas. Apart from this, actually, I am basically a counseling psychologist, especially dealt with the learning disabilities of the primary children and ADHD children, like primary, if you come across about the ADHD deficiency children. And moreover, the counselings about the adults and teens and all, it's my part every time we go with the, apart from the practice sessions and also the seminars and all. So I do involve in as a corporate trainer for the mentors, like especially if the mentor is perfect, then the student will be perfect. If the mentor is not trained well or not delivered the topic well in the classroom, obviously the child will not reach the expectations, right? So like that, I was training, I was catering as a corporate trainer for many educational organizations. And moreover, I dealt with mentors about the classroom management, teaching methodologies, etc. So basically here with Leo Global Overseas, I am into as a international admissions advisor and the manager to enhance the abroad education benefits. How if a student, if he's interested in abroad education, obviously the university representatives or the university people will look at the communication skills, and where there is a called IELTS exam, the language, English language proficiency, which is very, very, very mandatory for the students. Unless and until if you get a good scores in the language ELP exam, you are not given the admission letter to in abroad. Like this is the the basic requirements. And coming into now playing as an external examiner, I have a kind of secondary board experiences with the language club. We have a test. Hopefully, if you are all come across the CBSE board, there is a language test: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And students, may I know why this is LSRW called? Why it is not RSLW? There is a reason. At end of the session, I'll tell you. Right? It is interlinked with a psychological concept. Right? Thank you so much giving this opportunity to us, and I'm here to guide you as a mentor. Thank you, Haribabu sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am Vasavi. Actually, we are very happy to have Leo Educational Consultancies always with us. Several times when we watch out Leo, which has put in its effort in coming forward to support this English language communication skills lab, it is definitely a praiseworthy effort in offering one more time, sending you, sponsoring you to be with us. And student friends, I hope most of you might hear that there is a course running parallelly with us, is English for Abroad Education. So there, particularly when the course that starts, we have got Leo Educational Consultancies also with us, and it is going to offer some of the interesting classes. By then, we can definitely request Vasavi ma'am to come back after this examination. And thank you very much, ma'am, for your pleasure with us.
It's a free online virtual IELTS session, sir.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
and
you,
now, slowly we move to Chaitanya ma'am, one of the senior teachers from the fold of English language teaching, and she is working in another autonomous institute nearby our college. And I request ma'am to introduce herself.
A very good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon, all of you, ma'am. And a very good afternoon to all my children here. Sir, I'm working as an assistant professor in ES-1. I'm very much happy to be a part today here. Really, this is a wonderful session. As actually, many students can learn with these things. They can develop the communication skills, and they can easily track. They can easily select for interview skills. Definitely. Thank you, sir.
That's great listening from you, ma'am. And she is actually an in-house examiner for this external examination sent by university from NSRIT. And she observes and then conducts the exam. Thank you so much, Chaitanya ma'am. And now, last but not the least, and we have got Dr. Sharmila ma'am, whom we always indebted to, because at the last minute when we have requested her, she has fondly accepted our proposal. And then madam is basically a doctor by her studies, and then she is also very much interested in undertaking the affair of the job skill improvement of the youth. She is popularly known as a wonderful communicator, and I heard from her college she was mentioned as one of the what you call rocket presenters, and she always tries to give away all the best on the dais in introducing people and also supporting many. Just now, some of our friends were calling me and updating me, saying that you have taken a best choice, sir. Though we are at Houses and we being medicos would like to interact with most of the engineering graduates. So you have preferred taking up a wonderful choice, who has been putting a lot of effort in communication within our own campus too. So why not? It should be shared with others. They opined it. So Dr. Sharmila, we request you to introduce yourself, ma'am.
Sure, sir. You have given a lot of boost up before I introduce myself. This is Sharmila. I'm a house surgeon at Government Medical College, Ongole. As Hari sir already told, you all practiced it for almost 12 weeks and you even had some vigorous practice for 4 weeks. So you must be aware of everything here. I am actually new to this place, so you might feel comfortable here and you can share all your experiences and you can feel free to tell anything because I'm a good listener. But make sure I give you marks based on what you tell me. And feel free, don't feel it's your hot seat. Just make sure you're comfortable and cool. Just let's speak to each other and share the knowledge. You can also tell me if I don't know anything because it's all new to me, and feel free. All the best.
Thank you so much, Sharmila, ma'am. So sweet and short, crispy, and given away all the best what that you have in your mind. And we'll be looking forward for your future support too also with us. And especially in our Lendy's ELCS lab, we encourage all the novel approaches. And then thanks to see a medicine student, of course, a house surgeon is interacting with engineers. This is what a highest point of discussion for the job skills. And the job today is definitely a need for everybody. And then getting ready for the real-time job skills is a very bigger story. So thanks for your time, Dr. Sharmila, ma'am. And we'll be going now quickly into the mainstream activity. It is 1 to 1:30, exactly 30 minutes we are supposed to take, but unfortunately we have taken 7 more minutes extra, but not a problem. As part of this exam, we are expected to play some educational video audio material, for which I'm going to share the screen from some other device of mine, since the existing device has its own problems. So kindly accept. And I also request all the student friends on one side, on the other side, the examiners, both of you please watch out what this video audio material all about. Since it is listen to speak activity, we allow all of you to understand what is that you are watching, what is that you are listening, and how are you really responding to the watched and listened material all about. So this is what simply a little exam, and then through which hope Vasavi ma'am and then Chaitanya ma'am will accept, through which through this little experience or little experiment, we can definitely come forward saying that one's communication is better than what it is expected. So I request all of you to confirm whether the screen is shared with you or not. I'm just starting it now. Hope something is shared with you. Oh, I have to share audio. You're sharing device audio. Yes. And then I'm bringing the video audio material to you. Hope most of you must have had the video loaded now, and I'm playing. Is it audible for you?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Yes, sir, it is audible, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you the story of the first indigenous semi-high-speed train built in India. This was a homegrown product, a rolling stock, a railway vehicle from concept to design to engineer to manufacture to validation and testing, done entirely by a team of Chennai railwaymen. This is not the story of one man. This is the story of a Chennai team which has showed to the world that India can also do it. I come to you as a railwayman for life. Indian Railways have a long 170-year-old history and legacy, a lot of romance, the fight for that window seat through which the marvel of Indian way of life, the magic of India passed you by. Lifeline of the nation, as they say, but I'm not here to talk to you about that romance. I'm going to talk to you about this. As a young boy and as a railwayman, I always wondered why our trains for last 50, 60, 70 years look the same. And why not a modern train set with higher speed, more comfort and better aesthetics? Well, what's a modern train set? You are familiar with a train which has a number of coaches and a locomotive on either end. They get coupled and decoupled as per requirement at destination for maintenance. But a modern train set is a number of coaches permanently coupled together, and all the equipment for powering, air conditioning, lighting and what have you is all placed on the train. There is no locomotive. Now it has many advantages. It has redundancy, comfort, it is more efficient, the maintainability is better. Added to that, we have this reversal problem in other coaches. This train can reverse itself. Since you can pack more equipment on the train, it has more power, more speed, and more acceleration, and more deceleration as well. From one cab to the other cab, if it's a 16-coach train like our own train, you can walk from one end to another without realizing that you are crossing a coach to coach because they're wide gangways with a lot of comfort. So if it has so many advantages, and this is the trend world over for last 25, 30 years, they don't make for this speed range any locomotive haul train. Why is it that we don't have these trains? The answer, I'm sorry, is not very complimentary to Indian Railways, because we have departments. One department maintains the coaches, another one maintains the locomotives. Now everything is on one. So who's going to own it? Whose empire is it going to be? And that fight for last 25, 30 years, with debates and procrastination, and we reach nowhere. In addition, there has been a lobby to import these trains. Long time, another lobby opposing it, which was losing the empire. Fortunately, the import did not take place, but mine was a lone voice. I was a part of the lobbying as well, but I always said that you can't stop a good thing, you can delay it. So why not sit down and decide what's good for the country and give it to us? But it remained my lone voice.
Hope that you have now seen Sudhanshu Mani, who has put in a lot of effort in introducing what exactly the talk of the day now. And in fact, he was also mentioning, if you delay, but you cannot stop. So this is what actually Sudhanshu Mani was talking about, Vande Bharat Express, which has indigenously developed and constructed, manufactured within India. So this is what the material for you, maybe 3-4 minutes, started abruptly, ended abruptly, and you don't have anything beginning, anything ending. This is all just how you are going to listen some interesting passages, some interesting anecdotes, interesting educative materials. This is where now you have to begin. How you're going to make your attempt is the story now. And exactly 1:45, and you have got another 1 hour 15 minutes for the real-time exam. And then by 3 o'clock, we expect the exam is to be completed. Post 3 o'clock, some 15-20 minutes, examiners will give you a remark, and then let's wrap up the session. And now the breakout rooms getting open. And there are 3 rooms we can use. Who would like to stay back in session 1? Session 1 can stay back?
Yes, we will stay back.
Yeah, session 1 in the same main room we can continue. And other 2 rooms are being opened. session 2, 3, you're open. And who is the examiner for session 2?
Vasavi
Ma'am, sir.
Who? Vasavi ma'am.
Vasavi ma'am, sir.
Okay. I'm assigning Vasavi ma'am. Right. Session 2. And then who is for session 3?
Sharmila ma'am.
Sharmila ma'am. Okay, I'm attaching her also. And I request you to go there, and I hope you were given the choice of local recording option. Kindly record locally. And the session 1 can begin here, as already it is on YouTube. You need not record anything.
Sure.
Thank you so much, and I'll be coming back after 3.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Nikita from CSIT. Now I want to share the views on the topic, The Journey of Train by Sudhanshu Mani. As earlier he said, because of procrastination, our Indian technology was too late. And locomotives were invented very lately. And previously we used to have the trains, which were very uncomfortable, and we to go to the next coach we have to pass through many doors. But now because of locomotive, even though if we pass from one coach to another coach, it's easy to move. And it has locomotive has two locomotives and the start and the end, in the start and in the end. So it can move front and back, either sides. And then in our Indian departments, each department checks each part of the trains, like one department for coach and one department for the parts of the train, and so on. So they each fight for the for their departments, and because of that, our technology is being our Indians are being procrastinated, and the invention is too late. And then
that my name is Devakar, and I am discuss about the Sudarshan Mani, which is talk about the train 18. Indian Railway has lots of history. So many years back, Indian government established trains from past. There is lots of technology is introduced in Indian Railway technology. Still, we didn't get the technologies in Indian Railways. Some engineers are discussing about new technologies in India, but it doesn't apply for our Indian railway technologies because of the leaders which were elected by us is not ready to do some good things in India. They are always want to corrupt money from the government. That's why we doesn't get technologies in Indian government. We introduced so many facilities in our train system, but we didn't get that facilities till now we didn't get that facilities only because of our leaders. Thank you.
Which had we seen recently, we saw that Sudhanshu sir said his experience that an engineer can think at a level that who should invent new things. Before 70 years back, there are trains, but they have no facilities. Like there were no more doors. So he invented. He made his best to remodel the train. As he told that the train can accelerate and decelerate so that at the same speed, which can move forward and also backward with same acceleration. So he also said his experience that engineering can do anything as possible in many ways. His motto is to develop our Indian railway such that a comfortable journey can be done. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Murli from CSIT. Today, I am going to share my opinion about the video we have seen. So, he was telling about the topic like old Indian train technology and versus the new Indian train technology. He was talking about the locomotives and the older engines. When the India is under the control of British, most of the railways were built, and the same engines are being used again and again, almost for 70 years. There is no improvement in the engines of the locomotives and the trains, and it is pretty annoying that we have not developed any technology to comfort our people. As we consider other nations like Japan and America, which have super fast expresses and bullet trains, they even apologize for delaying for a second or so. But when it comes to India, the locomotives haven't improved much from the British Raj to now. So the government is neglecting, but in the recent times, the project of Vande Bharat, which has improved the indigenous technology to improve a locomotive and create a comfortable train, which is affordable and super fast. It uses a locomotive technology which can accelerate and decelerate very quickly so that the speed of the train is not affected. And the older trains used to be connected with the coaches, but the new locomotives are entirely one cabin. So the transportation inside the train is also very comfortable, and it can reach speeds up to 300 kilometers per hour. And in the news says it having said that it is also affordable as compared to the other trains or flights. So he mentioned that good things can be delayed but not cannot be avoided. It's true because it's been 75 years we have celebrating Amrit Kal and everything, but the technology we are using haven't improved a lot. And it's well appreciated that some of the technologies are coming back and regaining the popularity in our Indian nation. We must be proud of that. And as he said, the good things can be delayed but not be avoided. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. I am Bhavya from CSIT. Today, I am going to speak about my opinion on the video which is shown. It is about the Vande Bharat project. So, as Sir said, our Indian railways have been very low. Like they have been not developing in recent times, and we can see people suffering for traveling from one place to another. In trains. So as we can see, this Vande Bharat Express is comparatively comfortable, and we can. I feel it can be passenger friendly, and as Sir said, project. So from this project, we can see that they have worked hard to bring a new technology for India. They have worked hard and they brought a new thing, which is proud for our Indians. And it is the train is traveling from Vizag to Hyderabad and back. So people from here can be traveling comfortably. Thank you.
Good afternoon, one and all. I'm Hashish from CSIT. Today I want to share about a topic that we have recently now itself we witnessed about the Indian Railways. As from the British Raj, it's been 170 years we are under them, and from then onwards we were very habituated to move here and there by traveling. So for traveling, we use the Indian Railways. As till now, it's been a narrow path that we have been doing. We are too narrow that we are using the same technology and same locomotives and same coaches and same old rules that we have. But now we have been updated because it's a make in India, and it's the young India that we are witnessing now, as the government has supported the engineers and all around the country and their brilliant minds that we have been rushed into our soil. They have been out, they've been washed, they've been brushed up. So we have widened up our brains. So we have a vast idea about what are the technologies around us. So we can inculcate that in our state or country or in every state. As we have seen the Vande Bharat Express, which been started quite while from now, within 2-3 months, and it's been a great progress in our country. Our economy is gradually building now, and the more people are traveling in them, because we have changed the total source and course of the train, as we use the latest technology, the accelerating technology, the decelerating technology, and the reverse moving engines, the forward, the front, the back, everything. And we have also a great privilege that we can rotate our seats 180 degrees. And we can also get a notification on our screen, which is placed in front of our what is the next station, everything. So this makes very comfort to everyone. There will be no rush that we will leave our station, we will leave our destination. This privilege been set up by our government, and I hope everyone will accept and invite this thing, and let's hope it becomes the support and the backbone of our country. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all. Good afternoon, one and all. This is Vijay Kumar from CSIT. I am here to let you people know about, and I want to tell about the video that I have screened just now. The video is about the train 18, which is also known as Vande Bharat Express. It is a semi-speed multi-unit train which is launched by Indian Railways and which is manufactured by ICF Chennai. As we all know that the trains were launched in our country by British government, but from that British days onwards, the Indian government is showing laziness towards launching the new train technology, but it is happened because the train 18 can move forward and it can move backward with the same speed. That means it can accelerate and decelerate. And train 18 is very useful for the people in India nowadays. It has so many routes overall India. I think there are 7 trains now in India. So we should feel proud that the train 18 has launched in our India by the Indian government. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Sanjay Kumar from CSIT. I want to share my words according to the technology of Indian railway. In India, the railway system has started from Britishers when they were ruling India. They set up railway tracks and railway engines in India according to that time technology. Now the India was reusing the same engines and railway tracks in present situation. The passengers are feeling uncomfortable while traveling. They are not able to sit properly in the seats and were feeling comfort. Recently, the Indian government adopted Vande Bharat train with modern technology, which we can book tickets in online and we can travel with comfortable. The Indian government has planned to deliver more trains, nearly 425 trains in next coming 2 months by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. By doing such things, we can increase our economy and economy of India, and most of the economy are coming from railways to India, and the many private companies are asking our Indian government to make the Indian railway system privatism, but the government was refused the deal because it was not safer journey. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all national lab. This is CH Avinash from CSID department. Today I am sharing my views. CH Avinash. This is CH Avinash from CSID department. I am sharing my views about the Sudarshan Mani. He said about train 18, which is also known as Vande Bharat Express train. It is the first electrical train in India, and it is the fastest train. It created in the 27th of January in 2019. Its overall speed is 5,000 km per hour to 700 km.
I can't hear you. Please speak.
Vande Bharat Express train is also known as train 18. It is in an Indian train, and it is founded by an Indian. The train is moves to Vizag to Secunderabad and to Chennai also. It is an electric metro train, and it is a very fastest train. Thank you.
Good afternoon, one and all. This is Deekshita from CSIT. I am here to say about Vande Bharat Express, and it is created by Sudarshan Mani, and this is the wonderful success of our Indian Railway, and it is named as train 18 as it has a semi-high speed, and its speed is 180 kilometers per hour, and it is the great success of our India and in Indian Railway. Sudarshan Mani says that the train is very much comfortable than the past trains, and it took 18 months to manufacture, and it is named as train 18 because it has a semi-high speed and electrical unit. It has no engine. It is the first engineless train, and it is most comfortable to the people, and it has automatic doors. It has automatic doors, and it can accelerate and decelerate in the same way. And the train is from Secunderabad to Visakhapatnam, and it took most of the effort, and it is invented by our Indian Railways. Thank you. Deekshita.
Good afternoon. This is Geeta from CSIT. People nowadays prefer train for a long journey, but trains in India are uncomfortable to travel. So Sudarshan Mani has invented train 18, which is comfortable and extraordinary in performance. It travels with the same speed both forward and backward, and we doesn't know that we are passing by coaches. It is very comfortable. People prefer a comfortable train, but in India there are there is no such comfortable when we travel. There are so many luggages which they kept in when they travel. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Uday from CSIT. I would like to speak about the modern train that is Vande Bharat Express. The Indian railway history have 170 years of experience with a lot of legacy. The trains large number of Indian large economy from most of the passengers from the train are most of the passengers of traveling are from trains, and from past 35 years they were the same trains. No development in the railway system. Thanks to the Sudarshan Mani sir, the Vande Bharat Express got approved by the government, and on Feb 2019 the Vande Bharat Express have launched. And also due to the disputes between locomotives and the train, still there was no development in the railway system. But in 2019 February, Vande Bharat Express has launched, and it have many benefits than the older train. It have a larger acceleration, that is 80 km, that is 120 km per hour, and also deceleration compared to the older trains, and it can travel in forward direction or backward direction, which is completely different from the older trains, and it has a lot of luxury, efficiency, and also it's a safe journey compared to the older trains. Thank you.
Hello, all. Good morning. Good morning, one and all. Myself, Ashita from CSIT. And before going into the topic said by Sudhanshu Mani, I want to say a few words about the inventions of British people. They have invented telegrams, railways, and modern education to us. After the rule of British, we have used the railways for 170 long years. For 170 long years, after the return back of, after we got back our independence back, we have used it for 170 long years. This Vande Bharat Express help people to travel from long distances, and if you are in one city to but your job is in another city, we can travel from this through a short period of time. And this train contains a very luxurious compartments. Like in old trains in our India, it is far better. It is far better in Vande Express. It have modern ways of steps, and when the train got to the stop and then it stopped there, the steps automatically come down, and the seats are allocated with LED lights. and it have a luxurious wash areas and some anything. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sai Baba from CSIT. I'm here to share out my opinion regards the 18 trains of Vande Bharat Express. Since 17 years experience, the Indian Railways was neglected. In nowadays, in few months, the Indian Vande Bharat Express is implemented. Nowadays, government was supported our engineers to implement the railways. In Vande Bharat Express, it is very useful for the people to travel in very short distance, and it moves forward and backward as the speed. And other countries have so many metro rails and local expresses were implemented, but India was neglected that, that, and it was now implemented in few months. It is very useful for the peoples, and it reduces the time of the traveling period, and it is very safe journey. And thank you.
Good afternoon, Ananda. I am Vinay Kumar from CSIT. I am going to speak about the Vande Bharat train 18, which was given by the Sudhanshu Mani, which was in Chennai. Chennai team worked and struggled a lot for making the train useful for the people. They have attained both records of having the time and cost. The more time spending in the trains is much useful for the people. They have attained much time in making the trains when compared to Indian Railways. This Vande Bharat train has decreased its time and cost. They have attained for the time and cost. They have struggled a lot for and make them useful for the people to travel in some distance which was given with shortest distance. They have created a lot for the people to travel each station with the shortest distance. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Sai Mohan Reddy. I'm currently here to share my views and opinions on the train 18, which was shared by Sudhanshu Mani sir. Indian Railways has a large history. Which was many passengers were travel on day to day, but the improvement in the Indian Railways was not been so improved when compared to other departments. But in the latest years, there is some improvement and new technologies has been in the Indian Railways, that is Vande Bharat Express, which has been very useful for the passengers. Many of the passengers travel from day to day, but the comforts when compared to Vande Bharat Express is so low on the other trains. But when in Vande Bharat Express, the technologies and the comforts that has been provided has been so good. And the development of the technology in the Vande Bharat Express shows the creativity and knowledge of our engineers. It's been so useful for the people to travel at a short time to far places. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ananda. This is Ajay Kumar from CSIT. I'm here to express my ideas regarding after I heard Sudhanshu Mani sir's speech. We have traveling is need for everyone. Compared to past, we have better comfortable
traveling from one place to another place. Traveling is very need for everyone, basic need, and traveling is cost based one. And we can also observe past trains and present trains. Past trains we have spare shape in front of the trains. Present we have cow shape, which is helps us to opposes the air, which moves very faster. We are already very late compared to foreign countries, and traveling is. Thank you.
Good evening, good afternoon, one and all. My name is Kiriti. I'm from CSIT. Today I'm sharing my views about Sudhanshu Mani, who invented train 18, which is also known as Vande Bharat Express. It is the time period that they have taken to manufacture is just 18 months. 18 months. So it is designed and in a new way with well technology. With the train doors will close automatically, which have sensors, and also it doesn't have engines. It has locomotive engines, which are specially designed. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Shashank from CSIT. Today, I'm here about to say about Vande Bharat Express, which was invented by Sudarshan Mani with some engineers. And actually, we have so much of problems in Indian railway history. In order to face the problems, Sudarshan Mani sir and with other engineers, they invented the Vande Bharat new express train, superfast express train. By traveling in this train, we experienced the other country superfast express train, so we can diminish the distance, and we can faster as many as possible 180 speed 180 speed kilometer per hour train. So we can cover the distance as fast as possible. So yeah, this Vande Bharat Express has so many features. Like according to security purpose, the doors are automatically closed when the train starts in within 5 seconds. This is improved to falling from the train, and this is in order to reduce the train accidents story. And also the food supply is also available, and the washrooms are also very clear in this train, so we can safely travel in this train. So many features are implemented in this train with a lot of works. And recently, from Vizag to Secunderabad, the new Vande Bharat train is launched. It was started by PM Narendra Modi sir. And as a part of that, so many of travelers have enjoyed this train travel too. So they can also experience their experience. So they can also share their experience while traveling from different locations. And the seats in the Vande Bharat train are rotated by 180 degrees. This is a new experience for the travelers. So thank you.
Good afternoon to all. My name is G. Radha. I'm coming from CSIT. I hear about speak Sudarshan Mani Monday train Bharat implemented by PM. Nowadays, trains are very useful to journey one place to another place. They are very cheap and best. Everyone can travel by train. And also, can go fastly one place to another place by train. Nowadays, trains are very useful to journey. There are very safest and train journey is very comfortable and when you want to one place to another place, I choose train because very train is very fast and safe. Thank you. Hello everyone, good afternoon to all. I'm here. This is Asha from CSIT. I'm here to talk about the journey of train 18. The establishment of train has completed 50 to 70 years, but the abilities of train does not save, remains the same. So that the train company had decided, India had said to take the changes from it and adapted new technologies and introduce a new train named Train 18. The speed and the comfortable of the train is very good. In this, the train 18 is faster than the trains of other trains established in last, so that the comfortability of in train 18 is same with any seat in the train. Like the train 18 is very good, is faster than the other trains. And
Harsha?
Ashma?
Without closing, you are going from there?
Ashma?
Without closing, I mean, just come again. What you said about that train, can you repeat it once again?
Okay. I said about the journey of train 18. It is very faster than the train established in last 50 to 70 years. This train, the ability of train is very good, and the comfortable in the train is very best than the other trains. The comfortable seat is very good at the any corner of the train of 18, so that it is better. It is very better than the other trains established in last few years. That I have stolen me.
Okay. Okay, you can go.
Thank you.
It is Sunny from CSIT talking about trains.
What is your name?
P. Sunny.
Okay.
Recently, we know the Vande Bharat train. In this project is very implementing our government. It is one of the best of trains, and also he was the very comfortable for the trains, we have to move very fastly, and also we comfort to in the trains. Thank you, ma'am.
You didn't complete what you want to tell. Just complete it and then go.
Okay, madam. Recently, the Vande Bharat train, in this project, very implementation in our government. He was very comfortable to stay in the train, and also we have to implement in our state. So that's why. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Santosh from CSIT. I tell about the journey of 18. It is one of the Vande Bharat Express, and it is the multiple unit of high speed, and it was designed and manufactured by government. The 18 Vande Bharat Express between Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam. This is more facilities in entertainment in Wi-Fi and % CCTV expansions. And this is on 27th January 2019. Train services was renamed that is Vande Bharat, and is overall covered with 500 meters to 750 meters. And it was the average speed is 380 meters. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Vashita from CSIT. Sudhanshu Mani is the man who invented Train 18, the Vande Bharat Express. It is not just the story about first India world-class train, but it is also the story of hard work, dedication, and the time. And their hard work mentions that they just completed the train in just 18 months. Many Indians dream. It was the dream of many Indians to move in from one place to another place in such a train, but from past few years we are not moving in the train which we attempt of. So to speak of, it is such a gift to our Indians to move in the train from one place to another place, so that and the Vande Bharat Express is the self-engineless train, so that it can move front and backward by itself. Thank you, ma'am.
What is your name?
Varshita, ma'am.
Varshita, be cool. Very nicely you are talking. But due to hesitation, you are stopping in the middle.
Sure, ma'am.
Your name is Varshita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are from CSIT. Today we are going to discuss about the video we have seen. In the video, he discussed about the topic called trains in the older and the younger generation of India. He said that we are using the same trains from the old and we haven't improved our technology due to the negligence of the government. So it is pretty much seen in every aspect of the government decision making, like they are consuming lot of funds and not investing them in a correct way, so that there is no much development seen in that. So we have to do something about that.
Not only negligence of our leaders. Recently, Jagannath Reddy introduced Vande Bharat train. Some opposition parties leaders are throwing stones on it. It is not correct.
He's trying to develop, but the government agencies are only bringing back the projects like throwing the stones at the train and bringing back those policies made by the government in order to favor the people of the state. So there is pretty much corruption and everything in our government.
We have to support the technologies which we want to develop ourselves.
Yes, we are already seen that that since 70 years there is no development in our India, particularly at train. There are many discomfortable, so that Sudhanshu has had thought that that train can be decelerated and accelerated.
Yeah, and also as you are saying, from 70 years we have no development and all. We must be proud that it is entirely made indigenous, which means it is entirely designed, developed, and manufactured in India. It is a great thing to appreciate.
Even if the technology comes under just low cost, some people are snatched that money, all the money from government. So we didn't get the technologies in our state or in our country.
As in our real situation, as an engineer, we should develop and explore more to find out new things, and then to develop to be helpful to our nation, so that it can be good and be developed country.
Yeah, even though there is no improvement in train technology, Sudhanshu Mani believed in himself and encouraged the team of Chennai, and they achieved in the invention of train 18, which is a very comfortable locomotive.
Yeah, the comfortable locomotives are designed in India. Not only in India, we have these comfortable trains in Japan and USA as well, but it is been delayed by our government due to lack of funds or corruption in the country and everything.
Smoothly, so that we can we should be useful to our country, so that we need to.
Yeah, on a positive note, we can say that he mentioned the point like good things can be delayed but not be avoided. Finally, the Vande Bharat Express has reached on tracks and moving freely from Vizag to Hyderabad and many more to come. So yeah, by this group discussion, we can conclude that the summary of the entire video is developing the indigenous technologies and encouraging the engineers of the nation, and the improvement we made in the indigenous technology, and the good things can be delayed but not avoided. Thank you.
Good morning. Good afternoon. We are from CSIT. We are here to discuss about the video that have played on the show. And the video is all about the nutrient technology on train 18. And we have witnessed Sudhanshu Mani. He explained it in very smooth and very understandable manner.
Speak loudly.
We have seen in understandable manner. As he said about its
pros and cons. Before that, he compared our new modern trains with the older ones. As we have seen from the last 170 years, the legacy is passing. And he also pinpointed that we were very poor at technologies, and we were not maintaining that the pace that all the countries around us were doing, and we have still passing the same old song, moving in the same, just painting the locomotives and increasing the coaches or changing the colors, that we have thought that is a change, but it's not.
Yes, what is that is right. The government is using still old engines which are not giving good mileage and are wasting for much money for fuels, and this leads to government income damage, so that they are not interested in new technology because of the lack of knowledge, and they are not willing to spend much money on this things, because they are all intended to develop their own properties. They are not thinking about the country.
Yes, we need to be proud for. We need to be proud because our Indian developed this train, which will provide a very comfortable journey to all to every citizen, and they can afford and they can travel wherever they want.
And one more thing, yeah, he stated that it has a privilege that you can round the seat. The seat can be around 180 degrees, so we can face our companion who is beside us, and we can talk freely, and we can even enjoy the nature around us. And we have a very good security, as everything around us is closed and everything is very well planned, and so it creates an environment that's more than professional. We can say everyone's being updated now. It's passing on. Yes, Nagas?
Yes, it makes my passengers mind fresh during journey, and they feel very comfortable, and they make their works comfortable in train without wasting any time.
One more thing, Sanjay, everything is well prepared inside, because at the past we have the coaches between in between the coaches there was any the connection. It's very difficult to cross the coaches. Now they made very easy. It's a permanent permanent lock, we can say. So we can pass through very easy.
Yes, the design, which is the new one, when compared to the old trains, and it is more attractive, you can say. And we can travel from one coach to another, as you said. We can travel more easily,
and the price cost is very very affordable. I consider. Yes, no.
Compared to develop.
We were before very narrow. I think Sanjay wanted to say that we were very narrow in designing, but now we have been updated. We changed the shape of the train, and we have also included some additional things. And the privileges are very awesome. I have experienced it live. Yes, I have traveled from Vizag to Secunderabad a few days back. The receiving and the system, everything was outstanding. I request you people to please visit it and have an experience. Sure, Sanjay. So by this we can conclude the advantages and the pros and the cons of train 18, that is Vande Bharat, that was introduced in our country. So by this we can conclude the saying by the Sudhanshu Mani. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are here to discuss about Vande Bharat train, and it is also said to be train 18. And this is created by Sudhanshu Mani, and he is the first Indian to create the train which is more comfortable to people, and it also can accelerate and decelerate. This train also is engineless. Techniques in older times, it is difficult to change from one place to another place. But this train is engineless, so it accelerates both forward and backward.
Actually, this idea was very old idea. Actually, this train must be implemented early on, but due to the disputes between the locomotives department and the train department, the government didn't appointed this Vande Bharat train. Or else we could have enjoyed these privileges of this Vande Bharat train very early on.
Yeah, it took 18 months to manufacture this, and it also has the hard work of all Sudhanshu Mani team, and it also has a great success.
And it is also has a more power to the comparing of the other trains. In an electrical train, to use the engine of it, and we can use both ways and forward and backward direction.
And it takes 180 kilometers per hour speed, and it can also increase, and it is from Secunderabad to Visakhapatnam.
And we can also have a safe journey compared to the older trains because the train is manufactured to be safe than older trains.
It also has many features compared to the past trains, and it has and some of us like to enjoy the window seat, and it also has so many features.
Yes,
More efficiency than other trains.
Train 18 is perfect in performance and comfort wise other than older trains.
This train is more useful to our people because of nowadays many of the people using train ways, and this train way is more low cost.
And this train is more usable for disabled persons, and also it is more spacious to keep our luggages, and it also has many different features compared to the past trains.
And also, our government should introduce this Make in India like to all other public transport also, not only for trains. So it will be more useful for all the passengers to travel across it. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Now we are speaking about the Sudhanshu Mani train 18, which was invented by the.
I can't hear you. Please loudly.
Hello everyone, this is Simon Reddy. We are from CSID.
Okay.
We are here to discuss about the train 18, which is also known as Vande Bharat Express. Indian Railways has a large history, and the development in the Indian Railways has been not so improved when compared to the recent years. But in the recent time, the development of train 18, which was improved and have many latest modern technologies and comforts when compared to other trains.
Yes, Mohan, nowadays it is very important to know about the timings of the trains, and we get more performance by the trains of others. The Vande Bharat train has experience with performance of having stable and.
Yes, Vinay, what you said was exactly correct. By this Vande Bharat Express train, we are getting many features like we can travel faster to the destinations we are trying to go. And in this also, there are many special qualities in the train, like it have the seats with LED lights, and we can experience the new feeling like automatic doors and all.
Yes, as to what it said is correct. Nowadays, Indian Railways Vande Bharat Express is implemented with all features in other countries, and it is very safety, and it is move forward and backward at the same speed, and it is very comfortable to the people from one place to another place to the time. And the government was implemented with all features just in this project.
Yes, we should be very proud of this, that all the manufacturing and everything has happened in India.
Yes, Ashita, what you said has been correct. The the technologies that has been used is simply awesome, and Indian government has to give some more permissions and freedom to the latest minds that will improve these technologies, and these trains will be so useful, and in other departments also it should be needed. So the development of the technologies is to be needed for the people in the modern era.
This is what we stood about the train 18.
Yes, the train travels 170 kilometers per hour, and it's very useful to the employees working in one city to another city. It will be very useful to them.
Yes, the government was encouraged the new engineers to implement new things and new projects. Government was very encouraged to in this project. He invested so much, and it was more support to the engineers in this project.
Yes, the improvement and encouragement to the engineers, it will be so essential, because this type of models is to be so needed in the latest times. Thank you.
My conclusion is to make the Chennai team to success of the train 18.
Thank you for
Good afternoon, everyone. We are from CSIT Secondary. We are here to express our ideas through the journey of through the Indian Railways. Vande Bharat train was manufactured and implemented by the Madhusudan sir. Madhusudan sir under the Integral Coach Factory Asia. This is a wonderful opportunity for us for traveling one place to another place. Journey is basic need for everyone. It is cost based one. What is this?
Because so in order to travel more distance, we need more technology. Like that, also the maximum speed of this train is 180 kilometers per hour. So we can travel more distance and we can cover more distance. Recently, our PM Modi sir inaugurated the Vande Bharat train in Vizag. This travels around 600 kilometers from Vizag to Secunderabad in just 6 to 7 hours. So that our journey will travel smooth, and every passenger in that feel happy to cover this distance. What is it?
Yeah, I do agree with you, because Vande Bharat Express is manufactured in just a span of 18 months.
Loudly.
Vande Bharat Express is manufactured in 18 months. And when the passengers are entered into the train, they feel comfort, and it looks like somewhat luxurious. And the train working days are 3 in a week, 3 days in a week, 3 days per week. So passengers can move easily in a short span of time.
He also advises. He also gives the information about that one, like both forward and backward traveling, and we also observe the shape of the train. Front is a curved shape, so that air is not opposes more. When compared to past, we have square shape in front of that. Please, positive.
I agree. Ajay, this train compared with other trains, this is very fast. You want to go to one place to another place, I choose this train because this is very comfortable, and to go to fast our journey, time is less. So
So as a part of the Vande Bharat train, our engineers are also taking our security purpose. Like when the train is started, before 5 seconds, the door will automatically close and it will open only on next stop. So to reduce accidents, like students are lifting the train. I mean, entering in the train by running. So in order to reduce that accidents, so they can take security purposes like if the doors are automatically closing. Yes, Sajid, what is it?
Yes, son. As we all know that India is developed country. In future, I hope we will have more number of trains like this.
We know about Vande Bharat Express is selfless engine, which is locomotive engine. So it doesn't need the engine because it is especially designed in a modern way, which the work is done by Sudhanshu Mani. So we are very proud because the train is India's fastest time currently.
By this, we have concluded that in future we hope in future we have a lot of so many things. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Last person now who's, again, can you tell me what you said? My last one.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
We have concluded that in future we want some more like this.
By that video, we can conclude that our India is developing country. Let us assume that we can become more developing like India's fastest train now Vande Bharat is launched, and our the local government and the government of India also precautions about the trains, and some of the states are also improving border from like airports are established in the local governments also, so that we can conclude that the local trains are also good, and in order to travel more journey at fastest speed, the Vande Bharat trains are also implemented, so that we can proud to be Indian to have this option. Thanks for giving this opportunity.
Thank you,
Good afternoon, ma'am. Now we are here to discuss about train 18, Vande Bharat Express, and it is invented by Sudhanshu Mani.
Train 18 is one of the Vande Bharat. It is was designed and manufactured by government, and it is semi-high speed, and it is many airlines.
And it is also the self-internless train, so it can move back. So it can move frontward and backward also by itself.
the train in the past also could but then they now present train. So can you say that the train
Loudly. I can't hear you.
how can you say that the train 18 is good than past trains?
Yes, it is far better than past trains because many facilities are invented in this train. So the passengers can travel more freely from one place to another place without hesitating.
I cannot accept you like that. In the past train, the passengers also have the comfortable and have traveled recently from Vizag to Vijayawada. And in that train, I have the comfort.
But
much and this is not comfortable and this is and so on. This are there.
In the past train, there you have the AC trains or coaches like that. But can you say that the present time is good?
People see for more facilities and the past times are also good, but the people get more attracted to the new facilities, so they prefer the new invention like train 18.
What is our facilities is higher than the past trains in the present train?
The train 18 also contains the seats with adjusters and
In the past time, there will have a lot of facilities like for sleepers, there are seats like that in the past trains. How can you say that? These three seats are comfortable in past. In present time, in past time there will have some entertainable coaches are like that. Passengers they say it's comfortable sit like that. How can you say that? Present time is comfortable.
These two students, I can't hear you at all. These two.
So recently, Vande Bharat train is very, the project is very implemented for government. It is very comfortable to travel to station to station. Comfortable in the trains.
It is Vande Bharat in Hyderabad, that's Hyderabad, and Visakhapatnam, and this is more we have the speed is 380 meters per second speed and
Loudly.
design and comfortable to manufacturers by the government.
And we conclude that Indians may invent more inventions like this so that our country also be in trendwards.
As I like what you have said, the government should have like the Vande Mataram, like the trains should establish so many like the trains, Vande Mataram trains. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, we are done with that. Can you give me 1 minute of time so that I can arrange for the suggestion or the remark session?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Madam,
Yes, ma'am, I hope I'm audible to you.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, it's audible.
Yes. And firstly, thank you so much for all the patience and time. So, I wanted to give you a end remarks, ma'am, for all the students that are waiting here about their performance, certain areas of improvement that is required for them. If you can suggest, they'll definitely take them forward.
First of all, I should appreciate all the faculty members who are here in Lindy, ma'am. Why? Because the way you have taught the students, very nicely they have presented, every one of them. Actually, they have, I think almost all, they are, right now they are improving their communication skills in this way. But still some of them are hesitating. I don't know the reason beyond that, but I think mainly better when they are in the campus, if they stop using their mother tongue, definitely they can improve their communication skills. As per my opinion, but almost every one of them are good. They have presented very nicely.
Very important thing, because language comes only when practicing it.
Yes, sir.
And that is absurd. Usually students, they prefer talking in their mother tongue only when we insist them, or only when they have some particular activity, then they open their mouths in English. Otherwise, they prefer speaking in Telugu only.
No, not at all. Whenever they are having activity, okay, they will, they'll talk in English. But even if they are not in an activity, unless they will leave the campus, let them speak only in English with their friends or with any one of them.
Yes, ma'am. Really helps them.
Yes. And if they're habituated to read newspaper, then they'll be benefited to improve their vocabulary also. They can build their vocabulary regularly, daily, one new word if they learn, then student will be benefited.
Thank you so much. I definitely think all the students have understood what you said. And I'm sure they will take them forward. They will practice daily. And I think Hari sir is here. Hari sir?
Yeah, I'm present here, ma'am. Thank you so much, Rama Chaitanya, ma'am, for your time and then rich comment. And also, the kids must have already had the right association with you. Mahati, ma'am, still anything else that we have?
No, sir, we can wind it up.
If it is done, you can wind up the show. Yes, Sharmila, ma'am, you are here. Can I put you into the main room?